We're going to be working on the letter N, E, and S today. All right, let's start with the letter N. N, if you can make M's, then you can make N's, because an N is just one hump instead of two. So let's take a look at our sand first. Get your sand out. All right, the letter N. Start by making a stick that pulls down towards your body, travel back up along the line, and just curve it around and make one hump, not two. Give it a little shake. Ready? Let's do it again. Down, up, curve, and down. Good deal. Take a look at the video for a second. If I do my curve too small, what's this look like to you? The letter H, that's right. So make sure that when you make the curve to your N, you go all the way almost to the top. You just leave a little stick there. Okay? If you leave too big of a stick, I'll mistake it for the letter H. It'll make your word hard to read. All right, so practice a few more times. Down, up, and around. Down, up, and around. One more. Down, up, and around. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Get your green mesh. Get your paper. Get your crayon. And let's do the letter N. Okay, start at the dotted, pull down, go up, curve around, and down. Should be touching that dotted line. Go down, up, curve around, and down. Trace it with your finger. Down, up, curve around, and down. Trace it with your finger. Move the mesh out of the way. Let's get that pencil ready. Okay. Starting at the dotted. Go down, stop, come back up, go around, and curve. So take a look at my N. Notice it's just a tiny little stick there. And I had to start it by going down, then back up and around. Please do not do this. Watch the video. Do not make an unhappy face and then slap a stick on. I will know what you did, and that is not how you make the letter N. Okay? We're working on the right way so you can do it correctly through your whole life. Ready? Go down, stop, go back up, and around. Very good. Keep practicing your letter N's. Make sure that you're touching the dotted line. Okay, when you're finished with your N's, take a look at your best one. Make sure that they're touching the dotted and the bottom. Have that little stick. But you can't just go and add a stick on. It needs to be made correctly from the beginning. Circle the one that's your best. Let's see what we can do today. Do a smiley face. I like that one. Okay, next we're going to do the letter E. I think E's are kind of tricky too, and they're definitely going to be tricky with the crayon, but when we get to a pencil, I'm sure we can do just fine. All right, let's watch how we make the letter E. Let's get our sand first. Okay, watch first. When you make an E, we're going to start with a sideways line that goes to the right. Then we're going to go up and around, curve, and there. Okay, now you try. Ready? Start by making a sideways line. Go up, around, and over. It's all one movement. You never lift up your pencil. Go across, up, curve, make a nice curve at the bottom. Just don't let it touch. That's the perfect one. If you do it really well, see how you kind of got this little corner here? That's really good. Now, here's what a lot of kids do. They make the whole thing curvy, like that. We want to try not to make our E's like that. All right, want to try to get a stick, come up, and then go around. It's tricky, like I said. Practice a few more times. Okay, now that we've practiced several times, let's try it with our green crayon. Now I'll tell you now that it's going to be hard to make it right with the green crayon, so we're just trying to get the feel of how it's supposed to go. We're going to start on this side and pull towards the arrow, up and around. Okay, then feel it with your finger. Oh, I forgot the screen mesh. That's the second time I've done it. Okay, so grab your mesh if you didn't do it already. All right, we'll just trace over that first one again, over and around. That way we can feel it with our finger. Push those bumps on the paper for us. Let's try our next. Start it on this side. Pull. Push over, up, and around. Feel it with your finger. One more, over, and around. Feel it with your finger. Okay. Crayons aren't going to look pretty, and that's okay. Grab your pencil, get your screen mesh out of the way, and now with our pencil. All right, so starting about in the middle here. See, we've not done that yet before. We're not at the dotted, we're not at the bottom, we're kind of in the middle. We're going to go over, up, touch, around, and curve. These are tricky. We'll just practice them the best that we can. The biggest thing I want you to work on is touching the dotted and touching the bottom. Okay, let's try another together. Start in the middle, push your pencil over, then go up and touch, down and touch. Okay. Keep practicing, over, up and touch, down and touch. Let's try again, over, touch, down and touch. Keep practicing that E. As you get good at it, it won't take as long to make. Alright, let's take a look. Okay, please look. I should have showed this to you before. This is what we don't want to do. You don't want to just go around like that. If yours look like this, you're going to have to erase some and practice again by going over, up, and around. Okay, now that we practice E, we're going to move on to the letter S. If you need to practice the E more, you'll have to pause the video. All right, let's start with our sand. The letter S. S's always gave me trouble when I was a kid. Getting that curve is tricky, so that just takes practice and time. All right, we're going to start by putting our finger on the right side of the plate. We're going to curve up like we're making a C, but we're going to make it a little tighter. Bring it around, and then bring it around the opposite way for a backward C. It's tricky, just take some time. Okay. Curve. There we go. It's kind of like a snake. Put your finger on the plate, and it kind of snakes around. Okay, keep practicing the letter S. Excellent. If I were to finish it, make an 8. Although an 8 starts with a backward S, and then you come up. All right, I don't want to confuse you. I'm sorry. Start at the right, curve, come down, and you've got an S. Practice that a few more times if you need. All right, I feel like I'm ready. Grab your screen mesh, grab your crayon. Let's do this. We're almost done with our handwriting for today. All right, put your crayon on your pencil, curve, and make the S. Notice it starts just below that line. It doesn't start on the line. Okay, and feel it. Curve, make the S. Feel, curve, and make the S and feel. Okay, when you're ready, Get rid of your mesh. Just grab your pencil. Watch for the first one, then you can just follow along while you listen. Start below the line. We're going to curve up and touch, and curve it back down, touch, and come off the line. Main thing I want to see, are you touching both lines? Did you come off the line for both of these? Here's what I don't want to see. Don't do that. That's not an S. Okay, it's got some curves, but you had to start over here. And then you have to finish by going up, and that makes it look a little bit better. Okay, now you're going to do them on your own. Start below the line, curve up and touch, curve back around, snake it around, touch that bottom line, and curve back up off the line. Okay, keep practicing your S's, touching the lines each time. Find your best one that you like. This one's pretty good. Give it a smiley. Put your name and number at the top of your paper before you turn it in. Name and number at the top.